We're basically here at the People Power Monument in EDSA, which is a kilometer away from EDSA Shrine. And it was built by Eduardo Castillo. It was to commemorate the EDSA revolution that happened in 1986.
Hi, so
Why are you doing it?
we were just going around. We're from the States. So just came here on
Tourists?
vacation. Hey, excuse me. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh yes, ma'am. I know everything there is to know about this place. You see, this was built by a guy named Eduardo Castillo. I remember like it was just yesterday. You see, we had this dictator, his name was Ferdinand Marcos, and he was like Hitler of the Philippines. He stayed in power here for like 10 years or so, and he like dissolved the Congress, he put the country in martial law. So the people eventually, they got pissed off. They were like, enough of this, we want democracy. So they took to the streets, and you have the EDSA revolution. And in honor of that, the guy built this year monument.
So the EDSA revolution took place in this very place we're standing on, right?
This is EDSA right here. So yeah, you can say that this is like the whole revolution took place on the whole street, but then this is where they chose to build it because, I don't know, people-friendly place. So yeah, you can say it took place here.
So who is Eduardo Castillo?
He was a gifted architect. So he was like, this is a glorious day. We took back our power and we have to commemorate it with something. People were like, let's make a painting. People were like, let's make a song. But he was like, no, let's make a monument. And he designed this here monument to symbolize for eternity the people's power. That's a revolution.
Described in the 60s and 70s as avant-garde, Castillo was known as the country's forerunner in all-metal, bronze and brass sculpture mixed with non-traditional media such as plexiglass, neon lights, ivory, and wood. One of the highlights of his work as an artist is the People Power Monument. The sculpture portrays an oversized woman holding aloft her arms, wearing shackles with broken chains, symbolizing a kind of freedom. This freedom represented the overthrowing of a dictator by a civilian population and the restoration of democracy in the Philippines. This is one of the proudest moments in Philippine history. In fact, Bob Simon, an anchorman at America's CBS, said it best. We Americans like to think we taught the Filipinos democracy. Well, tonight, they are teaching the world. The People Power movement refers to the popular uprising that ousted Philippine President Ferdinand E. Marcos in February 1986. Also known as the EDSA Revolution, the uprising was in reaction to the massive fraud and violence unleashed by the government to ensure that Marcos and Vice President candidate Arturo Tolentino would win the so-called snap elections that Marcos had called earlier that month. The opposition ticket was headed by Corazon Aquino, wife of former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino, who was assassinated in 1983 by elements of the Philippine military as he debarked his plane at the Manila International Airport. The peaceful uprising held in EDSA Avenue became a model for other countries wishing to change their government without resorting to a military coup or a bloody revolution.